The night was a furnace. The desert wind howled against the broken shutters of the old cabin, carrying the scent of rain and gunpowder. Outside, thunder rolled across the canyon like the growl of a god. Inside, her breath trembled against his chest. "Stay inside me fully," she panted, her words barely escaping between gasps of pain and defiance. It wasn't a plea, it was a command, a vow wrapped in desperation. His hands were rough, the kind that had known years of rope, dust, and blood. But the way he held her now was different. His fingers dug into her shoulders, not to hurt her, but to stop himself from breaking apart. "Only you," he growled, his voice thick with something deeper than lust, something closer to surrender. The bullet wound in her side had reopened when they'd ridden through the canyon to escape the posse. Blood soaked through her corset, staining his hands. He tried to press cloth to it, but she caught his wrist and forced him closer, her eyes burning like firelight. "They'll find us," he muttered. "You need to rest. I need you." She cut in, her tone fierce, trembling. "If I die tonight, I die knowing it was you who stayed." He stared down at her, at the woman who had once been his enemy. Belle Archer, the outlaw with the crimson bandana, the one who had stolen his horse, his gold, and half his damn heart. He'd sworn he'd hang her himself one day. Instead, he was bleeding with her in his arms, hiding from the same law that once paid him to kill her kind. Her fingers traced the scar along his jaw, the one she'd given him months ago in that dusty saloon in Dead Man's Gulch. "You still hate me?" she whispered. He didn't answer. His silence said everything. Lightning split the sky, illuminating her face, beautiful, fierce, untamed. She smiled faintly. "Then kiss me like you do." And he did. Hard. Desperate. The kind of kiss that burns everything that came before it. The lies, the gunfire, the years apart. The kind of kiss that makes two broken souls forget they ever had to run. Outside, hoofbeats echoed faintly in the distance. The law was coming. The night was ending. But inside that cabin, time stopped. Her breath hitched again, weaker now. "Don't let go, Colt," she whispered, her hand tightening around his shirt. "Not yet." He pressed his forehead against hers, his voice cracking. "I ain't letting go, Belle. Not this time. Not ever." Her lips parted, trembling. "Then stay." Her voice faded into the storm, soft as the dying wind over the plains. Colt's heart hammered against his ribs as he held her tighter, feeling the pulse in her throat. Uneven, fragile. The rain broke through the roof in thin streams, dripping down the walls, hissing against the dying embers of the fire. He could smell the iron tang of her blood, sharp as guilt. "Belle," he rasped, pressing the torn cloth harder against her wound. "Don't you dare close your eyes." Her lashes fluttered. "You always tell me what to do," she whispered with a ghost of a smile. "Still think you can tame me, Marshall?" He clenched his jaw. "I stopped trying the day you stole my badge." She chuckled weakly, blood staining her teeth. "And you stopped wearing it the day you chose me." He swallowed hard, remembering that night in the canyon. The ambush, the smoke, the moment he'd turned his gun against the men he'd once called brothers. All for her. All for this wild, reckless woman who'd taught him that loyalty and love weren't the same thing. But sometimes, one could burn right into the other. Thunder rumbled again, closer now. Colt's instincts kicked in. He could feel it. The lawmen were near. The faint glimmer of torches flickered in the distance through the rain-smeared window. "Belle, we have to move." He reached for her, but she gripped his wrist with surprising strength. "Not yet," she breathed. "If we run now, I'll bleed out before sunrise." "Then I'll carry you," he said, his tone rough. Her eyes softened, glassy in the dim light. "You can't carry me through what's coming, Colt. But you can stay." He froze, throat tightening. "You mean die here?" She smiled faintly. "Die free." For a heartbeat, all he heard was the rain and her uneven breathing. Every instinct screamed at him to run. To save her, to save himself. But when he looked into her eyes, he knew he'd already chosen his grave the day he'd kissed her behind that saloon. Her hand slid to the back of his neck, pulling him close. "You ever think we'd end up like this?" "Every damn day," he whispered. Her lips brushed his ear. "Then don't waste the last of it." Outside, the horses neighed. The law was less than a mile away now. He could hear them shouting over the storm, his name among them. Colt looked down at her, her skin pale against the firelight, her blood on his hands. He felt her body trembling beneath his, half from pain, half from the heat that still pulsed between them like wildfire refusing to die. "Stay inside me fully," she murmured again, the words now a plea and a promise. And for that fleeting, eternal moment, Colt forgot the world, forgot the law, forgot the weight of his sins. He bent to her lips once more, losing himself to her completely. As the storm raged and the boots drew closer, their shadows stretching long across the floorboards, the door shook once. Then again, "Marshal Colt Ramsey," a voice bellowed from outside. "Step out with your hands where we can see him." He looked at Belle. Her eyes glimmered through the flicker of lightning. "You gonna turn me in, Marshal?" she whispered. His hand brushed her cheek. "Darlin'," he murmured, "I already turned my soul in the night I met you."